Traders, happy Sunday, and I'm looking very forward to sharing my top ideas for the upcoming week, including my precise entry and exit targets, and explaining the exact setups and scenarios that I am looking for. So this week's outline is going to differ a little bit to last week's, because last week my plan, they were very concentrated and really isolated to the A plus mean reversion setup I outlined in a basket of Chinese stocks, especially TIGR. Now my plans and ideas this week for the upcoming week, they're more spread out, all right, for the upcoming week, really without a clear A plus opportunity that I'm really looking forward to. But with that being said, plenty of opportunities and ideas that I'm still eyeing out and are on my watch list. So without further ado, let's jump straight into it. First one being a consolidation breakout in Roku, ROKU. So what is the plan and idea here? So Roku's set to report earnings only next month, November 6th. And as you can see, it's spent well over a month consolidating in a bullish formation above its rising 5-day moving average now after Friday's close, and after reclaiming its 200-day moving average last month. Now, what I'm looking for here, and especially keeping in mind, given the stock's ATR, given its beta, I'm going to be using smaller size and wider stops, just allowing the stock really to breathe a little bit, knowing its character and the way in which it trades. All right. So now, if the stock breaks above, and if it holds above Friday's high, if it breaks above and holds above Friday's high, that's when I'm going to look to enter long versus the low of day. Ideally, this elevated RVOL. After that, I would look to add to my position if we can break above 79.65, this pivot high. If we can break above that area, I would look to add to my position, and that would really indicate on a higher time frame a significant breakout. From there, I'm going to be looking for an ATR up move to begin scaling out of my position while trading my stop using higher lows on a 15-minute time frame versus a 5-minute time frame, just to adjust for the way in which the stock trades and its character. Next up, continuation in small caps. Of course, with that, I'm talking about IWM. Let's zoom in here. Another plan here, as I mentioned and spoke about really in detail in my latest Inside Access meeting, I had mentioned I was going to be hands-off until the IWM is able to reclaim and push above 220. And on Friday, it did just that. So therefore, I'm now looking for a higher low and some confirmation that buyers are really stepping up to support Friday's shift in momentum. So if market internals are favorable in the week ahead, if IWM can confirm a higher low pullback in the region of 220, we can see some of that short-term downtrend resistance become support, confirmation of buyers stepping up. That's when I will look for a long entry versus the day's low. Now, after that, I would look to add above Friday's high. If we get momentum to the upside and a higher high, I would look to add over Friday's high. And really looking for a move into resistance, major resistance near the 225 area, and I'm trailing my stop against the previous day's low. All right, so a lot more room here, looking to trail versus the previous day's low, looking to lock in gains into 225 major resistance. And if that move builds, if we really are able to gain some momentum and base over 225 without taking the previous day's low out, that's when I'm going to be leaving a core on, and being mindful of price action over 225 major resistance for a potential move higher into the high 220s, potentially towards 230. All right, so I might look for a longer term swing trade. What might be a 2 to 3 day hold might turn into a multi-week hold by reacting to price action on that up move. Next up, we have some continuation in financials, XLF, something else I discussed in detail in the Inside Access meeting. I gave some homework. Members, you'll remember, ahead of the breakout in financials last week, that could have paid off nicely. As I mentioned, it's always a good idea when you see a sector showing strong internals, setting up favorably from a risk-reward standpoint, to go through top holdings within that ETF, within that sector, major players, and identify those showing relative strength and really set up most bullishly and showing some skewed risk-reward scenarios. So JPM being one of them, obviously. The sector broke out on Friday. Thereafter was buoyed by some leading names posting favorable earnings and some impressive beats, namely JPM. So going forward, I'm going to monitor the XLF now for a multi-day continuation opportunity. So should the sector ETF pull back intraday, should we get an intraday pullback, should we reclaim its intraday Vwap thereafter, showing again buyers are stepping in, then that's when I'd look for a long entry versus the previous 5-minute high or low. And if we're able to take out Friday's high, that's where I might look for a momentum add around my core position and looking to trail out and scale out as we make significant higher highs on that 5-minute time frame for multi-day continuation. And again, that is if that pullback gets bought up and we reclaim its intraday VWAP, showing that buyers are firmly in control and remain in control. Next up, shifting gears to a small cap, we're going to look at TWG. Let's throw on VWAP. So on Friday, TWG, obviously the company announced a significant offering that many of you probably are aware of, 27 million shares priced at 40 cents, significantly below where it was trading and where we closed at 7 before failing, kind of significantly in the after hours. A name like this, certainly not for the newer traders, and this is certainly not one that I'm going to look to fight if it holds above its multi-day VWAP, which is going to develop around 6. But there are a couple scenarios. Instead, I'm only going to focus on the stock if, one, it goes parabolic. If we gap up on Monday, we either get pre-market exhaustion or off the open a couple limits and we get exhaustion to the upside. That's when I would look for a potential mean reversion intraday opportunity. Or two, if we maybe pop fail and we remain heavy below 550s 5 for potential momentum scalps to the short side, this is an intraday opportunity and potentially setting up a liquidation play. But I'm certainly not looking to be involved if we remain in this range between 550 and 750s within this region. I'm certainly not going to be looking to battle the stock. As price action wasn't too clean, might be an agenda behind it. So really only looking to play the extremes, either extreme weakness holding below VWAP and a present seller that is refreshing and essentially the stock's being walked down and for a potential liquidation play, or for a potential stubborn short exhaustion play and a bit of a blow-off move, setting up that reversion opportunity intraday. Next up, going back to a higher time frame, is LUNR. Now Intuitive, this is a name I've spoken about before. It continues to hold up impressively. And essentially all we have here, just for an additional name on the watch list, an idea that I have some alerts set for above 8. If we do get above Friday's close, a nice impressive close into short-term resistance above its 5-day. If we're able to push above and really break out of this wedge pattern with an increase in volume, which has died down significantly now, if we're able to break out in volume, break out in price, elevated RVOL sustained over its intraday volume-weighted average price over 8, that's when I might be interested for a long setup. But I like the technical setup right here with an elevated short interest, so I'm going to continue to monitor that one going forward. And then lastly is CELH, Celsius Holdings. It's a very, very nice bounce Wednesday leading into Thursday, a nice elevated bounce. And then obviously we came right into its 50-day, sold off a little bit of profit taking there. But I'm going to be monitoring this going forward as we consolidate now between its 50-day, between its 5-day, ideally a couple more days of consolidation between sort of 33 and between Friday's resistance high and the 50-day. If we can get multi-day consolidation, I'd be eyeing a breakout above last week's high and above that's 50-day for a move potentially closer to 40, for a measured move closer to 40. So this is another one that I'll just have alerts set and I'll be keeping tabs on it as the week goes on to see if it potentially sets up for a leg to higher as this relief bounce looks to play out. So that's everything that I have on my watch list. As I said, not every week I'm going to be coming into the week with a standout A+ opportunity such as last week, but certainly a number of names that I'm keeping close tabs on. So that being said, let me know what you are watching. Perhaps you have an A+ opportunity on your watch list. Let me know what you're watching, your plans, what you like about it, any other names on your watch list. As I said, I love to hear from all of you, and often I'll add the names that you have on your watch list and the plans you've developed. If I feel there is edge and really positive EV there, I'll add it to my watch list. So feel free to drop your top ideas for the upcoming week in the comments below. And I wish you all a successful week of trading and learning. And I'll see you all again next week.
So you're an active trader, not doing as well as you want, not doing as well as you deserve, and you just can't figure out why you can't become profitable no matter how hard you try. Well, let me show you why. This is your competition. The traders in this room. This room right here is full of elite traders, some of whom are making 7 and even 8 figures a year. In fact, our top guys have made nearly 20 million each in net trading profits in a single year. Let's head to my office so I can share more. So you're probably used to seeing videos of lavish trader lifestyles, trading gurus trading off of a laptop for an hour a day, heck, maybe even 15 minutes a day, and then them relaxing on some secluded beach for the rest of the day. Well, all I can tell you is that our traders train like pro athletes. They live and breathe the markets and are continually working on their trading skills. Because at our firm, that's what we found it really takes to make it in this game. I'm Mike Bellafiore, co-founder and managing partner of S&B Capital, one of the world's top proprietary trading firms located in Midtown Manhattan. And we're always looking for trading talent to hire and develop. And not just to trade in-house on our desk, but also to trade from their own home, entirely using our firm's capital. And we have numerous traders doing just that, allowing them to make upwards of 7 figures trading the firm's capital without risking their own money. But to even get a shot at something like that, you need to have the right training. That's why we're doing a new free online presentation in which we share how you can get an interview with S&B to become an in-house or remote trader, trading firm capital without risking yours and gaining access to all of our firm's coaching and resources. And the best part, you don't have to be a profitable trader yet. In fact, we prefer to mold profitable traders with our methods and our techniques. That's why we have just 3 simple criteria that can earn anyone an interview. We're looking for highly ambitious and determined traders who fit our culture first and foremost. So if you believe that could be you, sign up for the free 1-hour online presentation by clicking the link that's in your top right corner of your screen now.